The officers didn't expect much, just another welfare check. But when they pulled up the floorboards, the smell hit first. Then came the silence. A little black girl stood nearby, her eyes steady, her voice calm as she whispered what no child should ever have to say. Beneath the home where she played, her father had been buried for days, ignored, dismissed, erased. What led to that moment would unravel a chilling tale of racism, silence, and injustice. This is the story that made a town dig literally and emotionally. Welcome, story lovers. From where are you watching? Comment the name of your city. Asterisk. It was a quiet Saturday morning in a small Georgia town. 8-year-old Amara twirled barefoot on the creaky wooden floors of her home, humming softly while her mother made breakfast. Life was simple, poor, but filled with love. Her father, Marcus, hadn't been seen in days, but neighbors said he'd left town after another run-in with the police. That's what people always assumed. Black men left or got locked up. It was just how things were. Amara didn't believe it. She still placed his slippers by the couch, waiting. Her drawings, dozens of them, always showed their family of 3, never 2. Her eyes, too wise for her age, watched everything. She asked questions adults ignored, and when her teacher noticed bruises on her arm and called child services, no one expected what Amara would say next, words that would send detectives to their knees and turn her home into a crime scene. Asterisk. When child services arrived, Amara sat on the porch steps, her arms wrapped around a threadbare teddy bear. She didn't cry. She just pointed inside and said calmly, "Dad isn't dead. He's under the floor." At first, the caseworker thought she was traumatized, confused by grief. But when officers lifted a loose floorboard beneath the living room rug, they found freshly turned soil. 3 days earlier, Marcus had confronted the landlord, a retired cop, over black mold and broken plumbing. Witnesses heard shouting. That night, no one saw Marcus leave. The landlord claimed he'd stormed off drunk. No one questioned it. He was black, poor, and angry. The narrative fit. But Amara remembered the shouting, the crash, her mother's silence, and the sound of something heavy being dragged across the floor. She saw the landlord return hours later, alone, with gloves and bleach. She told the police. They barely listened, till the ground gave way underneath. They found Marcus, broken, buried beneath the floor where his daughter played. The landlord was handcuffed, but still smirking. "You people always think you're the victims," he muttered. The story hit the news, protests erupted, but the trial dragged on, and the media moved on. Still, Amara waited each morning by the window, waiting for someone to say her dad mattered, because even in death, his skin color made justice feel optional. Asterisk. The room fell silent as officers gently pulled Amara away from the doorway. Beneath the floor, Marcus's body, wrapped in a plastic sheet, told a story more brutal than anyone expected. His hands were bruised from fighting back. His mouth had been taped shut, and in the corner of the crawl space, buried with him, was his phone, its screen cracked, but still lit with an unsent text. "He's going to kill me." Gasps echoed through the house. The landlord was dragged out in cuffs, but all Amara did was stare at that phone, her small hand reaching for it, trembling. The worst part wasn't that her father was gone. It was knowing he tried to call for help and no one came. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like, it really helps. Asterisk. Marcus's killer was sentenced, but not for murder, only manslaughter. No intent, the judge said, as if rage, racism, and silence didn't scream intent. Amara moved in with her aunt, her eyes now heavy with things children should never carry. She no longer waited by the window. She stopped drawing pictures of her dad. The world called it closure. But how do you close a wound that keeps reopening for families who look like hers? This wasn't just about Marcus. It was about a system that buried him before he ever hit the ground. And Amara, she became the little girl who forced a town to look under the floor at what they'd rather ignore. How many more voices must be silenced before we finally believe them the first time? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.